and talk about this template creation, just wanted to mention that this entire ONAP setup, so we will use some custom script from Arma Networks and using that. So this was like a Gwilym base, and then we upgraded some of these images of SO, AAI, and OF based on some bugs that we found, or there were some workaround that were provided to us by the community. And so this is like it's been a community effort, and like if any of you is keen on working on it, or you want to replicate this setup, or you want some help, so just feel free to contact us. And then I would always invite you to join and then help us in furthering this ONAP slicing effort that is being driven by the community. So on the setup, we have a single server on which we have ONAP running, and below ONAP we have ONAP is running on a Kubernetes cluster as it runs. And on one of the node, we are running this simulator, the core network NSSMF simulator, and that's a Java program that basically talks through the REST APIs, as we talked in the previous slides, where we are providing this REST APIs to the simulator, and the simulator is basically executing those calls. And similarly, we have the RAN simulator that is there, which is again a Python program, which is also running on one of the node, and it is again interacted through the REST APIs. So going through the SDC templates, so where we have this SDC, so we logged into the ONAP portal, and as we see, I'm running at 3x the speed, but due to the network issues, I think we're seeing a little delay. So yeah, we have all these templates, and in the CST, so the composition is primarily service profile O2 that is there. The O2 actually is because there are two options right now that are being actively worked on in the ONAP community. One of them is using the simulator, and the other one is basically in a slightly different way, where the NSMF is a part of ONAP itself. So the diagram that I showed in the very beginning. So if we go to the service, let me go back actually a little bit. I wanted to talk about these parameters. Yeah, so as we see, these are the parameters. So we have the coverage area list, and the expected data rate, downlink rate, and all, and latency, max number of user equipments that can connect. So UE stands for the user equipments. Resource sharing level that is there. NSSAI, this is again an identifier that is used for identifying a particular slice. So this is, you can think of it as a kind of a slice ID. Then the mobility level and the interval, use interval, and all, or these are all like the standard definition as per the 3GPP standard. And so we keep going. So this is what we have associated with the communication service template. And then we have the slice profile, where again, we have the properties associated with that. So you will see more interesting information like activity factor, availability, download, basically max number of connections, number of UEs, and all. The PLMN ID, this is again like a network specific parameter that is there. SNSSAI, the SST that is there. The SST is primarily what kind of slice it is. It could be like an EMBB slice, or a URLLC, or any, like there are 3 or 4 type of slices that are defined as per the standard. So all these fields are like defined as a part of these templates. And as we see, like some of them we are doing get input, and so others, like as we create the final CST template, we will fill in those values there, and this template will be stored in the AAI in ONAP. So quickly going over to other components. So we have the core network properties. Again, like as we see in the core network, we'll have similar set of properties, in addition to some additional numbers that we'll see. For example, the traffic cap on the upload, and then the availability target, reliability mean time, and whatever, like all these fields that are associated with the 5G core networks as per the standard. So all these are like stored, and then these templates are created as a part of the template creation in ONAP, and then at runtime, then these template will be picked up from the A and AI, and they will be used for creating an instance of a slice. So this is again for the transport network. So each one of them will have some different set of access network. As you see, each one will have a different set of parameters that are associated with it, and some of them will be common, like for example, the NSS AI is a common thing that identifies a slice across the different components. Then this is the network slice template, the NST, network slice template that is there, which will again be composed of like backhaul, and then as we see on the right hand side. So just to say that these are like all the artifacts, and this is how ONAP deals with the process of creating slices. And more details, if you want, like you can go over to the wiki page, and that will have information on what are the fields to be filled in and how to fill in the fields and all. So I'm not covering that as a part of this presentation. Okay, so this is all we had for the template, and similarly, we also have the runtime thing. I just wanted to share the screen with activation process. So I hope you can see the screen. So this is the UUI, which is the interface that allows you to create slices. And so there was a lot of debugging on our side. As you see, like, there are like 10 different slices that we have created. And one of them, like by putting all the workarounds and, identifying the right set of images, we were able to make it work. And these are the parameters. So when you create a communication service, so we have the name of the service, then number of user equipment that you want to connect to, and then the download link that is there, what is the latency that we want, upload link, and then whether this is a shared or a non-shared slice. Now, in addition to this, there are more fields that are associated, but that will be picked up from one of the templates that we have created previously. And currently we are supporting only non-shared mode, where no component across the network is shared as a part of the slice. So yeah, just to showcase, so basically we created the service. I'll just increase the speed so that we have more time for questions. Okay, so so we are going through the tabs that are there in UUI. We see that slice was created, and where are we? So we are in the slice business management. So this is not populated yet, but as we go to the next level, which is the subnet instance management, which we'll click. So we see the details here. Yeah, so we have these three kind of slices that are already created, and one of them is activated, which is the access network, because as I said, right now we are only dealing with the slices on the core and the transport network. So on the core and the RAN network. So transport actually we are not doing anything. And the type of the slice is EMBB only, and we're not supporting any other type of slice creation. So yeah, so this is like more of the entire GUI and the flow, and what are the different tabs that are associated with the slice. And we have created the slice, and at some point we will activate it. So now this is the point where we go and activate the slice. Activation takes some time, and after the slice is activated, we can go and look at slice number 7, which was activated, as we see in this diagram. Just roll back a little bit. Yeah, so as we see, like the three components, the access network, the transport network, and the core network, all three of them were successfully configured. And then there are these other details associated with the slice. So some of them we provided as a part of the template creation, and the other we provided in UUI when we created the slice. So again, further going down, more details. Yeah, so I think with this, I think I'm done with my set of presentation.